The third topic of conversation which we need to fit into our Equine Health Clinic is having a chat about the responsible use of antimicrobials, so more specifically usually antibiotics. Equine clients, particularly ones which may only have 1 or 2 horses, are understandably going to be more interested in preventing their horse from getting an infection than perhaps they are in the greater good of reducing the spread of antimicrobial resistance. We could use the analogy of anthelmintic resistance to help communicate the principle, which is something that equine owners are generally pretty familiar with and actually often lead the way themselves in trying to reduce their reliance on wormers. If you think about it, 20 years ago we were in a similar situation with wormers, and now people are happy to avoid using them where possible. So that's where we also want to be with antibiotics. We could also introduce the concept of critically important antibiotics and help to dispel the myth that certain antibiotics are better or stronger than others, by explaining to clients that we have first-line antibiotics which are completely appropriate in many cases, and that we have others which are critically important that we really shouldn't be using without doing culture and sensitivity first. One way that some practices have used to try and stop clients asking for critically important antibiotics, and perhaps to stop ourselves from automatically reaching for them as well, would be to actually store them separately in the practice rather than in the car, and in some places they're even in a locked cupboard, so you have to make a conscious decision to go and use that particular antibiotic. We all need to start trying to get into the mindset that critical antibiotics such as the fluoroquinolones or the second generation cephalosporins should actually only be used where absolutely necessary, and preferably after culture and sensitivity. This has actually already happened in farm practice, and the use of critical antibiotics has massively reduced, and it's an ongoing process in small animal practice at the moment, so it is achievable, but in equine practice we have some way to go.